These 6 African safari trips that went wrong will surely give you nightmares for many nights to come. Number 6. This horrifying animal encounter begins with Victoria Votter, a vlogger, recapping her recent experience during a trip to Africa. After this, she talks about one encounter with an aggressive giant black rhino, which almost ended her life. The terrifying close call begins with Victoria and tour guide finding 2 black rhinos grazing in the grass.
Then when you least expect it, you suddenly realize that the world can shift in an instant.
At first, everything seems to be going well as they get pictures and close-ups, but then things quickly go south after one rhino does this. In the panic, she drops her camera, and the giant rhino manages to knock the firearm out of the tour guide's hands, making things worse. Fortunately, after the first charge, the animal decides to run away, leaving no one harmed. Number 5. This next clip starts off intensely as we see a shocking and disturbing sight being recorded by terrified tourists during a safari tour.
To free himself from the leopard's jaws, Curtis takes evasive action.
The victim tries his best to free his hand from the leopard's jaws and eventually succeeds in doing so. The Jeep also begins to reserve, causing the animal to get caught in its wheels, almost getting half of its body crushed. Despite this, the animal remains persistent and refuses to leave the tourist alone, leaving the driver no choice but to do this. Unlike most animals that run away and hide when they are wounded, leopards actually become more aggressive and therefore more dangerous. The video states the man received treatment for his injuries, while the animal was euthanized. Number 4. This video captures the violent and shocking moment when an elephant becomes the aggressor, attacking a vehicle with multiple passengers by ramming it. People desperately try to get out of the vehicle to avoid getting crushed by the strength of this enormous mammal.
Get out, get out, get out, get on the car, get on the car, get on the car, get on the car.
Get on the car right now.
Here is the attack shown from another angle. Watch how it absolutely destroys the vehicle like a mere toy. Elephants are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. It takes a lot of fuel to power such a large and powerful creature. The damage looks severe, but luckily everyone made it out safely. Number 3. In this video, a giraffe is spotted lunging at a car, which leaves the explorer frightened and shaking from the scary encounter. The giraffe trots, using its powerful neck to smack the destroyed car, causing even more damage. These ginormous and tall animals can reach appetizing goodies like fresh green leaves and towering trees because of their long necks and legs. The videographer is shaking, scared of the encounter with the giraffe severely damaging the car. The clip sadly ends there, and it is unknown what happens next. Number 2. In a South African reserve, a group of tourists thought it'd be a good idea to observe a huge male lion trying to eat its dinner in peace. After a few minutes, though, the predator notices their presence and begins showing clear signs of discontent. The tourists unfortunately fail to get the message and continue their observation like normal when the unthinkable happens. Thankfully, it stops in its tracks right at the edge of the fence, and everybody is left unharmed. Number 1. In Kruger National Park, South Africa, a brave safari guide was forced to face off against a vicious elephant to save the lives of his tourists. This intense clip starts out with an elephant charging right towards an armed man and his group. Rather than shrink away in fear, the brave man raised up his hand and miraculously stopped the elephant in its tracks. In the moments that followed, the two engage in an intense stare-down, with neither of them agreeing to back down. In the end, the elephant gives in and walks away, leaving the guide and his group to continue their adventure. Thanks for watching until the end. Check out these other videos you might also like.